The life of an Arsenal fan is quite a hilarious one. We have become accustomed to calling ourselves Comedy Club FC. Pandemic FC is the new one. Problems are us. All kinds of issues under one roof. And it started so well with Arteta confirming that Bernd Leno is not out, as suggested he might be, for a year, but actually might be in full training within 4 to 6 weeks. But that was where the good news ended, because Arteta confirmed in his press conference against his poorly lit green screen that we have had some more bad news again yesterday. Martinelli taking a knock in training. Our own players are killing our own players, and he will be out for quote unquote months. I mean, only Arsenal. Only Arsenal. And what do you need, Arsenal fans, in your wound? I think you need a little bit of salt, just to make it even worse. So, let's switch over to the latest breaking news for that ass, which is that we are expecting official confirmation some point this evening of David Luiz signing a new contract at AFC. Now, obviously, this could be just trolling. It could be the internet doing its thing, but it does seem possible, doesn't it? Especially given Arsenal's track record. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the likes of Willian turning up at the club soon as well. We do seem to like the idea of being a retirement home for finished Chelsea players who are coming to collect their pension. The thing is about David Luiz is that he is very highly decorated. He has won more trophies than the whole Arsenal squad put together. He does have experience at the highest level. He is a proven international, but he is also proven to be extremely fraudulent, and we don't want that to be synonymous with the club. You know, I was fairly excited when we signed him because on his day he can be an absolute baller. He is capable of some special things. However, he is also proving quite special at crucial moments over and over again, and quickly falling foul of the fans. So Martinelli will not feature against Southampton on Thursday after Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta confirmed the striker will be out for months with a knee injury. Sustained a knock during training, minor cartilage injury in his left knee on Sunday, and the Brazilian is set to undergo more tests in the forthcoming days. In a press conference on Tuesday, Arteta said, "We had some really bad news again yesterday. The last action, Martinelli got hit by another player and he's damaged his knee. The doctors are assessing the extent of the injury, but it's not looking good at all." And when he was asked how long the forward will be unavailable for, Arteta said, "We don't know, but it's looking like months." So Bernd Leno was out for 6 weeks with a moderate ligament strain. A defender, Pablo Mari, is not going to play for the rest of the campaign and should be back in 2 or 3 months. And Soares and Xhaka are back in full training. Clockwork, isn't it? So how is all this going to affect Arsenal? On the pitch, they really are struggling to pick up points, obviously, and you can't have much confidence about them getting much or anything from their remaining fixtures. I'm worried. Mikel Arteta is also worried that this club will struggle to attract top players without the Champions League spot. And I think the idea of a Champions League spot is now dwindling, and it's being suggested here in the Independent that winning a record 14th FA Cup could now present the best way for Arteta to qualify for Europe, as it offers a place in the Europa League. And even if you were to get back in it, that would be 4 years of European football that doesn't pay even half as much as the Champions League does. This is all costing the club massively, and it's going to have a knock-on effect on the players or the quality of players that you're going to expect to see at the Emirates in the not-too-distant future. It goes without saying that every top player wants to play at the elite level, and that is, I don't think, even really considered to be international football anymore. It is the Champions League. And if you're not in it, then you're going to struggle to attract the very elite. To add to that, and Arsenal's issues, for the first time since 2002, they've posted a loss in the financial year. And that much means that Arteta has very little room to play with as far as money goes. And much the same as when a Premier League club gets relegated to the Championship, the parachute payments are in place to stop clubs imploding. Clubs like Arsenal will be set up to last without Champions League football for a certain amount of time. But once that time is gone, they're going to have to make some serious decisions. And I think that that is now where we are. And that seems to be the sentiment being expressed here, with the report going, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is reportedly rejected Arsenal's offer of a new contract and is fascinated by the prospect of joining Antonio Conte at Inter Milan. Aubameyang has 1 year left on his deal with the Emirates, and talks over a new deal have appeared to stall. He's an expensive player, 350 grand a week for Ozil. I'm sure that Aubameyang will be expecting that at least in his next deal. Will he be able to get that elsewhere? I would think he might. He's an elite goal scorer with a proven record who probably deserves to be playing at the top, and he may well be outgrowing Arsenal in front of our eyes. So the other news is that Arsenal are very keen to sign Cedric Soares to a permanent contract at the club. We've spent over £1 million for this guy so far, 60 grand a week if reports are to be believed, and is yet to play a single minute for the club. But we would like to have him as a backup right back. That much is what's being reported. It is very Arsenal though, isn't it? This is all going to have to happen before the end of the night as well, because it is the Premier League deadline for transfers, which were dealing with players whose contracts ended on June the 30th. It's very complicated. The legal implications are very serious, and I think there's going to be a lot of leeway had to be made by players and clubs for this to get over the line in time. Now let's talk about them individually then. David Luiz, obviously, we've discussed. Pablo Mari, the club has spent £4 million on this guy already, and he is reportedly going to cost another £8 million. He's only played 2 games for the club and then has broken his ankle and is out for 3 months, so that's very Arsenal again. Cedric Soares, we've just discussed, who it's costing the club £1 to £2 million. They're going to have to pay some more if they want to extend that as well. And Dani Ceballos, who's spoken of his aspirations of going back to Spain, but Arsenal don't really have much choice, do they? Just a quick one anyway. I want to talk to you about some Arsenal news. Hope you're all doing well. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new, and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. But for now, I've been hughwizzy, and this has been a lot of fun. Peace.